How about now? I did it. All right. So this is here, working there. Let's see if it's working in here. Probably not. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Thank you for helping me. I'm trying to get it set up in the private group as well right now. Let's see what I can accomplish. Feels like it is live. Hold on. No, see, that's public group. So far, I've got it up in the public group and on YouTube with no trouble, but I'm working right now on getting it set up in the private group. And then I have a question. I have a giveaway. I don't know how to handle it. So let me see what I can figure out. Let me see. Unable to connect. Awesome. Trying again. Sending data. Sounds very official. I don't know if it's actually doing anything or not. We can do a little Q&A too if people are around. But I want to get some feedback on how to give something away because I'm running out of ideas for how to do things like that. Oh, come on, just connect. I don't know why everything has to be constantly unable to connect. Awesome. Come on. And now it's frozen. There we go. Everything's great. Everything's great. Unable to connect. Why would it be unable to connect? All right, I'm going to try this. Group key connect. Seriously? Can't it just work? Just one time. Anything at all. Without trouble or hassle. Can't something just work? I love the feedback it gives you. Something isn't working. Really? Awesome. Um, just try this. Seriously? What the? I'll tell you, people, doing a nice thing is not easy. I don't know why. Advanced settings. That help? Copy, paste, try a different one. Trying again. Oh my God, did it work? Is it possible that it worked? Oh, I think it worked. Is that possible? Is it finally available in the group? It says it's offline, but here it feels like it's working. I swear to God. You'll all be bored by the time I figure it out. cancel this service. It just doesn't. It's just a mess. Anyway, okay. Tracy can hear me. Andrea, hey, you can hear me. Excellent. There's a couple people here. Oh, there's a lot of people here. Okay. So here's what I've got going on, and I don't know what to do about it. First of all, please listen to the Small Sips episodes if you haven't. Um, I have an opportunity. So far this year, I've given away 4 trips to Camp Sweeney to kids. It's been really cool. One, two, three, yeah, 4 different kids. But I have an opportunity to give away 4 more. Now, I mean, I guess what I'm left doing is I have to basically go online and say like, oh, like join the newsletter, and then so I can capture your email, and then you've joined the giveaway, and then we pull somebody out. Oh my God, randomly. That's obviously much too bright. You pull somebody out randomly, and I don't know. Like I would rather do something where people like wrote in or something, but I don't know how to vote on it then. And I'm looking for ideas about how to give something away in a more targeted fashion than just randomly. And especially because this is for kids to go away for camp. It's a great opportunity. I think it would cost you like $4,700 to do it on your own. So, I mean, it's a great gift for someone, and I'd like it to go to somebody who needs it. I keep thinking like I don't want to give like something to somebody who's like, oh, I could have paid for that myself, and it wouldn't have been any big deal. It would be great for to go to somebody who could really use a break. I just don't know how to accomplish that, and I'm looking for input about how to do that. Hold on. Is there a cup I can take to class and put tea in? Any of the metal cups are for hot. Anyway, thoughts? Anybody, jump in. If you have other questions, I'll do my best. If you have any questions about the podcast, you want to talk about episodes or anything like that, I'm here for a little bit. But right now, I am just like banging my head trying to figure out like how do I give this away in a more targeted way that would actually help somebody who was genuinely in need. Now, Eli, I can't just randomly give it to somebody though. Like I need an actual like it's got to be public. Like a lot of people have to know about it because in the end, they're giving away this stuff, but they want you to go check out campsweeney.org. So um, I like the write in, have the kids tell you why they want to go. You and Arden have this good vote. Oh, it's just going to make me the bad guy, Tracy. See, this is my concern. Like, don't you think that everybody I don't pick is just going to be pissed? Because a lot of people are going to send great stories. That's the other thing. I don't know. Maybe we should talk about something else. Right now, there's people typing to me. Definitely have people write into you somehow and try to get someone that has a financial need. Yeah, I know. I wish I knew how to like how do you do that without it turning into a job? Kristen, we're giving away 2 more trips to Camp Sweeney to children. And I'm trying to figure out how to do it like in a way where it gets maybe more targeted to people in need than just like, randomly getting picked. Are there any with, I'm sorry, I'm also helping Arden with a cup situation. I don't look in the dishwasher. No, not the bad guy. Oh no, Tracy, I'll be the bad guy. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's what we say behind the scenes here. Eventually everyone hates me. So it just takes them a while. Like eventually I moderate one of their statements and they go, that's not fair. Or I say something they don't like or what. People understand. Oh, Michelle, you're lovely. I wish that was true. Um, anyway, because I'm just going to end up doing it randomly. And, you know, I don't know. It really doesn't make sense to me another way to do it. Because, I mean, eventually you're going to get 2 stories that are you know, equally as valuable. And then how do you pick between them? And you start eeny, meeny, miny, mowing between people. You know what I mean? This sucks. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm now making myself upset that I said I would give them away. Oh, Colleen, thank God. Just a diabetes question. Do you have any episodes on hormones and puberty? Also, at the end of the day, when it comes to selection, you can't please everyone. Oh, listen, I know you can't please everyone, but I'm the one not pleasing them, and then they get pissed. So, let's see. That question is easier though. Hormones, sure. So there's a pro tip series about female hormones, and there are, let's see, well, all I'm doing is going to juiceboxpodcast.com and doing search the podcast. There's a variables series about, or a valuables episode about growth hormones, a defining diabetes about it, pro tip series, female hormones. I'm going to get you a bunch of different ones here. Copy, paste. The random wheel picker is a great idea. I love that. You mean I just like put every, boom, see who wins? I guess that would be fun at least. Um, that might be my favorite idea so far. Just a giant wheel spinning around. People are coming in my room. What do you need? I'm on live, but that's fine. What do you need? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Someone on so on TikTok, hold on, Arden's here. On TikTok, someone's bullying your pants. You can curse if you want. The ones you're wearing now? Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. Do you have to go to school soon? Okay. All right. We should all have kids. It's a wonderful thing. Okay. Wait, they have them, Tracy, seriously? They like have giant spinny wheels? Hey Scott, how's it going? I'd love to somebody discuss with you my tandem to Omnipod 5 trial and switch back to tandem. Like on the podcast, Jonathan? Reach out, man. Send me an email. Wait, I'm trying to find more hormone stuff here. Thyroid, GLPs. No, I think I put two good episodes up there for you. Okay, so Tracy says there's a digital wheel online to pick, but Tracy, I can get hundreds and hundreds of entries when this happens. That's the other problem. Does the wheel handle hundreds of entries? Usually I just feed them all into ChatGPT and I give it very explicit instructions to randomly pick two people. Generator or randomizer contest winner things. All right, I'll look around, but um I just some people send in their entries along with like notes and it's hard to read the notes and then they don't win because they have real genuine needs, you know what I mean? And anyway, all right, well, let's wheel look at people are finding things. Eric, way to go. Hold on a second. Oh, thank you. I It's a slow build. I'm going to get back to the wheel for a second, but I really do want to tell you guys something, and there's 25 of you here right now, but I am personally paying for a private group online. So it's not on Facebook. Um, and it's very cool. Like it's a great platform. It's not controlled by like a social media company. That's the link for it right there. Um, it's awesome. It's really well set up. It allows me to put up like quizzes and content. You can listen to audio inside of it, unlike Facebook. There's no algorithm that just pushes you towards people arguing and stuff like that. It's a real, genuinely great place. It's a little expensive for me, but I'm going to keep doing it. Like I'm going to try to build it up, and I have a 2-year plan to get it built up to a place where it can really be valuable for people, but it needs people in there right now chatting. So right now, like you could think of it as like almost like your private WhatsApp with like 1,000 people who listen to the podcast. I think there's about 1,000 people in there right now, and no lie, like just go in there and use it and get a feel for it. It's awesome. It's never going to take over for Facebook because there's so many people in Facebook, but I think it could be a end up being a like a real boutique kind of place. And I am working right now on getting somebody to sponsor it so that we can give it even more functionality. It is awesome, right, Tina? Like, so I have a meeting on Monday with a sponsor to see if they'll pay to upgrade it to another tier for a year, which will give us access to AI agents, which would literally let you type in a question, and a bot would jump on and be like, "Oh, are you looking for this episode or this kind of information?" Like if I can get that set up, that's going to be awesome. So anyway, cross your fingers Monday that these people want to give me some money to do this, and we'll see. All right, I'm going back. Jonathan, my lights outside of my garage work now. Thank you very much. Kelsey, I hear you talk about your weight loss and the physical changes on the episodes, but hadn't seen you in person in a while. Congrats. Oh, on the progress. Thank you. I know weight can be sensitive subject, but I feel like you talked about it. I don't care about talking about it, Kelsey. That's cool. Thank you. Yes, I am much less me than I was prior. Um, I've lost 60 pounds using Zepbound mostly. I started with those Wait, did I start with Ozempic? I started with Wegovy, which is Ozempic. Then eventually I plateaued and my doctor moved me to Zepbound and I lost the rest. And right now I'm kind of like on a maintenance thing. I do want to lose about, this is going to sound strange because you're looking at me, but I need to lose about 10 more pounds, very targeted in a couple of places. And then I think I'm good. But thank you, Kelsey. It's really cool of you to say. You should pin the link. You feel like I can pin the link? Oh, I pinned it in here. You mean pinned it on the Facebook group, Cecilia? That doesn't work as well as you think. I just am gonna have to. So here's the biggest problem, right? It's like I post something and Facebook doesn't deliver it to you because it's not an argument or upsetting or about politics or you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. Like, so I mean, I make a lot of content that you guys genuinely, even though you're in my group, don't see. It's maddening. I'll give you an example from today. Today there is a post out on juiceboxpodcast.com. It's called Building Your Type 1 Medical Team. It's a really great checklist about how to build up a great team that includes a link to a Bold Beginnings episode that talks all about it. And I posted it on Facebook. Ready? I posted it on Facebook a while ago. Let me see if I can see how many people have seen it. Like 300 people. It's, you know what I mean? Like it just won't serve anything that's not people arguing. It's incredibly upsetting. Oh, not even. It does not have one like on Facebook. And so I can then reach into my own pocket and pay like $100 to boost it, and then it'll feed it to some of the people who are following me. But it won't feed it to you guys on purpose. It's ridiculous. Um, you can't ask. Monica's saying it here. You can't even tell Facebook like, "Look, I'm really interested in this." Like, if the owner of this page posts something, I want to see it. You can't even say that. Um, I did this thing a couple of. It's been a month or so now, I guess, where I wrote a fake post about how upset I was about something for like the first paragraph. And then after it, we put the information, it blew up. But the problem is people then argued about the thing in the first paragraph, which was not my intention. Oh, Cecilia, it's beyond frustrating. I was just telling somebody today, I was talking to somebody today from Blue Circle Health. Now, Blue Circle Health has just recently bought an ad on the podcast, but they are giving away healthcare absolutely for free for people with diabetes. And I mean, like, seriously, like good quality help. And they'll help you with your insurance. They'll help you with a lot of different things, right? I'm going to find a link for it. It's called Blue Circle Health, right? And they are giving away absolutely free help to people. They cannot get traction online. They just can't. They can't. So they come to me and they're like, maybe you can get traction. So, okay, so I've sent, a fair amount of clicks for them at this point. But even that, I had to pay to boost an ad just so that it would get shown to people. It just keeps happening. And Tina, not only that, but let me go back to Cecilia's point for a second. She's been in the space for a few weeks and already learned an insane amount. People are missing out. It breaks my heart because I know what the podcast does for people, and I know what being involved in the community does for people. And I think if I could find them, they'd have an opportunity to come look for themselves, right? Maybe it would work for them, maybe it wouldn't, but at least they could see it. It's the craziest thing. It feels like you're walking. I don't want to be like overly dramatic, right? But it feels like you're walking around the desert with a big pitcher of lemonade, and you know there are people all over the desert looking for lemonade, and you can't find them to say, "Hey, I have a glass of lemonade for you." It's exactly how it feels. But anyway, Blue Circle Health, right, is it's awesome. Like I think they're in a number of states right now. They keep expanding their states. They could help you get your settings together. If you had confusion about your insurance, they could help you. If you don't have insurance, they're happy to help you get your prescriptions, get you going, like this whole thing. And it's just, I don't know, like you just can't get the point out there. Jennifer, thank you. On the private group, basically what I've done is taken like each episode of like Bold Beginnings and, kind of done like a breakout of it. So you can listen to it there if you want. And there's takeaways and writing that you can kind of look at. And then afterwards, after you're done, there's a little quiz you can take just to see how you were doing with it. And I'd like to add more and more of them. And I will be, Jennifer, I need more time. My job is very strange. I'm making the podcast, so I have to record with people, and then we've got to support the advertisers because the advertisers pay to keep my lights on, and they pay for the editor and everything else. This Facebook group that is moderated so incredibly well, the private group, so incredibly well. That's done by myself and by people who volunteer their time. Anyway, all this is how this works. The truth is that word of mouth is really the only thing that works. Like nothing else works. You can't really leverage social media unless it's outrage, politics, something stupid, entertainment kind of stuff. But on this kind of drill down stuff that actually helps people, the algorithm it doesn't lend itself to being seen. And I've I was getting ready to say a little while ago, can I put something on my lips? Don't sorry. Um I got in touch with somebody who works at Meta, like an inside person at Meta, and I had a long phone call with them like 2 weeks ago. And this person told me that this is just how it works. There's no way getting around it. She said, up until about a year ago, there used to be like a friends and family button. Like if I would have talked to her a year ago, she literally could have just like turned a switch and gotten me more interactions. But you're being throttled a little bit, and she went on to say that because it's health related, it's probably being throttled even more because they're trying not to let health information move around too much. But she did say that that's possibly going to change this year, but she wasn't certain because the top has been very kind of flip floppy, and they don't know what they're doing. Can't imagine not helping people. I was directed here from a mom's group. I'm so happy to say I'm glad you found it. I hope if you have any questions, ask in that private group for sure. Um, Blue Circle needs to exist when my kid turns 18 in a few years. Yeah, well, listen, they're being supported by a major philanthropy group, so they want it to work. But if they can't get it to anybody, I don't know how long they're going to support it. So you got like, you know what I mean? Like it's all word of mouth. I like that you can mark them off after you've listened to them. Oh, Tina, in the quizzes, yeah, it's a great function in there. I'm gonna build that up more and more. It just takes like to set those quizzes up. I basically sit at this desk for like 2 days and don't get up, and then I get them all set up. It's a ton of work. Um, anyway, Jason, I do have a lot of my thoughts in the shower, the deeper ones. The ones I had this morning, I didn't share with you guys because I don't think it's my place. But anyway, I woke up this morning thinking that it's interesting that people don't understand if they post something online, someone might disagree with it. And that if they do disagree with it, you're not being bullied, you're being disagreed with. It's strange to see adults not be able to grasp that idea. I think there also needs to really set some time aside to actually listen to episodes and take notes. Well, that's true. Yeah, you can lead a horse to water and all, but you know, I've got the horses. They're in the corral, and I'm having trouble telling them the water's over here. Like if they drink it or not, is not a lot I can do about that. But I would like to be able to go, "Hi, here's the water." Like that would be nice. I have a couple of art workshops through the same website. Really nice. Yeah, Circle's a great interface. I trust me, I looked at those platforms for years before I landed on this one. It is really, really awesome. It's expensive. To add the functionality, I think I'm paying like $100 a month for it right now. But to add the functionality that will allow the AI bots to come in and basically answer your questions and push you towards content, which is really what people need. And we try to mimic that in the private group with volunteers, but it's hard. Um, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's at least $400 a month to run a group like that has that functionality. So anyway, it's like 5 grand a year. So I'm trying to get somebody to cover that money right now. And I might have a willing participant. And like I said, I'm going to meet with them on Monday and hopefully they'll like the idea. The problem is they're not going to get any marketing back from it. Like they're going to give me the money and there's not going to be anything that they get back, at least for a couple of years, other than to say like this group is, supported by this. But, you got to find a marketer who thinks bigger term and about helping community. Where's the water? It's between episode 1000 and 1025. It's in the new Small Sip series. It's in every, conversation that we have. Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. This is the way people communicate, and the algorithm's really just giving those people what they want, which is absolutely true. Like my algorithm is different. My algorithm is completely different. Okay, when I log on to Facebook as myself, I'm shown pictures of chameleons, and that's and sports. That's pretty much it. If I start picking around, I do think that's the unspoken part of it is that these people who are arguing, if you really watch closely, they are often the same people. So whether you're arguing about one topic or another, the same people end up in the argument. So these are people who are like they like the arguing. They probably don't think of themselves that way, but the algorithm sees them that way. Do I have a Patreon? Tina, I have a buy me a coffee, or people send me money sometimes. But I mean, you know, it's a lot of money. Like I'm not expecting you guys to pay for it. And that's the other thing too is I don't want genuinely do not want you to have to pay for anything. Like I've been running this now for this podcast has been up for 11 years. This is the 11th season of this podcast. I'm very proud that I found a way to have advertisers pay so that you get information for free. I'm not looking for you. I don't think you should have to pay to learn about female hormones or how to pre-bolus. I think that's fucking terrible. Nobody should have to pay for that stuff. So I'm pretty successfully delivering the information at no cost to you. And I just don't want to get into a situation where now it costs you something. That's all. Did I green screen my tank? There's a green screen behind me, Jordan, just so that, I could say, listen to the Small Sip series. Um, yeah, no kidding. It really is. And companies will do it. Like, make no mistake that 11 years ago, Omnipod was my first sponsor for the podcast. I wasn't reaching anybody, and they still bought the ads based completely on the sales pitch that I'm going to try to help people with diabetes. I think I can do it. I need a little bit of money to get it accomplished. And later, maybe your ads will actually be worth something. And 11 years later, they're still advertisers on the podcast. So obviously that worked out for them. We just need somebody with a little bit of vision once in a while. You're welcome, Tina. I don't want your money. I have my own money. I don't want yours. I just, you know, you start looking into $5,000 to run something, and if it gets bigger, it's going to cost more. And I mean, the truth is I wish I had enough money. I'd like to pay, a couple of moderators. Those people work really hard and they're really valuable, and you know, I'd like to be able to compensate them as well. Jordan. So if you go to my website right now, there is a link for Tandem Diabetes. So they are officially a sponsor. Their ads will start running, I believe, if everything goes the way we're expecting it to, March 18th. but sometime after March 18th. They're waiting for something that I'm not allowed to talk about. Um, yeah. I mean, the buy me a coffee thing's nice, but I don't know. Like, it just makes me very uncomfortable. Like, it, it exists. I can tell you why it exists. It exists because a number of years ago, well, people really do click on it. I didn't realize that. A number of years ago, a woman came to me and she said, "This is the buy me a coffee thing, if you care." She said, "You've helped me so much. I want to say thank you." And I responded back and I was like, "You're welcome. It's awesome. Like, I'm happy you're happy." And she goes, "No, no, no, I want to give you money." And I was like, "I really don't need your money." And I gave her the whole thing I just said to you. I have advertisers. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it. I don't want your money. And she kept persisting and then started messaging with me. And eventually we ended up on the phone together, which I don't know how that happened. And I think I was trying to pick her brain because she wouldn't give up. Like, I was just like, "Hey, you're welcome. Move on." And like, "I'm grateful that you're grateful and let's keep going." Anyway, she gets on the phone and explains to me that she needs to close a loop. It's the way she put it. And and in the end, like, I didn't even know what she meant. And then eventually she showed me this buy me a coffee thing. She's like, "Here, do this." And she gave me $20. And I was like, I I'm like, "I don't want the $20." And I just, you keep it. But there was something about the doing it. She said it closed the loop for her and she felt completed. And she told me, I'll never forget this. And it's the way I set it up is why I set it up, is she told me that I was taking something from her by not allowing her to do this. And I didn't, I swear to you, I still to this day don't completely understand what she was saying, but it seemed very important to her. And so I did it. And, since then, like, the buy me the call, like, this, I'm sitting in a very expensive, incredibly comfortable chair that was bought through that. And every day I sit down, I'm very happy that it exists. Trust me. Emily, I am not allowed to say one way or the other what it's going on. And I don't think that you should guess at what I said. But later this month. And I don't drink coffee. I've never used that money once to drink coffee. I used it to buy this chair. I used it to buy scads and scads of hard drives. I've used it to buy that computer right there that I can't pick up and show you because it's a computer. So yeah, I mean, a number of thousands of dollars have come in over the years, and I just buy equipment with it for the podcast. I think I bought a microphone for Arden one time. When I hem my neighbor's pants, I don't like taking money, but I accept tips to make them feel. That's exactly it, Andy. Like that, it's exactly it. Like, I had, as crazy as it sounded, I had to take it from her because she was. It just felt like an imperative to her, so I didn't want to tell her no. Um, I'm sure I bought a sandwich with the 20, and I'm sure that was awesome. Like, but you know, it was nice. Um, let's see. Point is, we're trying to get. Yeah, the point is, go check out the Circle community. And I guess look out soon for a new giveaway for Camp Sweeney. Camp Sweeney's awesome. You should check it out. I can get you a link to it to see it. If you have a kid who sees this and thinks, "I would love to do this," then you know, join the giveaway. Really cool. They had some people step up and offer a couple more spots for kids. But that's it right there. It's in the chat. Camp Sweeney is like, it's an awesome looking camp, and I think it's 2 weeks maybe, for free. You got to get yourself there. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pay the freight to get your ass there and back again. But once you're there, it's awesome. They keep your technology on you. The place is just like, I mean, if you go to the website just to look at it for a second, you'll be like, "Wow, this is awesome." And if you want to know how I got involved in this, I had the director of Camp Sweeney on earlier this year, Ernie. Awesome guy. And after listening to him talk about it, I was like, wow, this is incredibly meaningful to him. This is the episode with Ernie in it. And he just had a passion about it that was, I felt like it was unmatched, honestly. And so I think I said to him at some point, "If I can help you at all, let me know." And then they came back and said, we could give away a slot at the camp on the podcast, and then I contacted Omnipod gave away a slot to a kid, and so did Camp Sweeney. And then the other time, US Med gave away a slot to a kid, and so did Camp Sweeney. They were both just really generous. Last time, it also might have been an anonymous listener of the podcast that gave one away, and this time they just contacted me and they said they have two slots and they'd like to know if I can give them away, so I'm going to help again. Oh, thank you, Kim. Yeah, it's a nice collection of information. It took a long time to put it together. I want to, I've been doing stuff behind the scenes. It's still going to take some years to make sure that it's available for people moving forward. But my real goal is that one day you go to juiceboxpodcast.com, and everything that's ever been said in the podcast is this might sound a little technical for people who are not following AI completely, but my idea is to take everything that's ever been said in the podcast and turn it into a large language model, which is a data set that an AI can work from. And so instead of that AI having to go out to the internet to look for information, it would just work from the podcast. So I think that this podcast probably holds more ideas about managing diabetes in one place than anywhere else, maybe. So my idea is that one day you'll be able to go online, even after I'm dead or after the podcast is over or whatever, and ask a question, like this: Hey, what's wrong? I'm noticing this, and what's happening, and that it can come back and give you ideas and links to things to go listen to try to help you understand better. That's my goal. It's like my end goal when this is all over. But I'm not done. I love making podcasts, so like I'm not done. Monica's has a great Spotify playlist, and Spotify allows playlists. Apple doesn't. Most people listen to podcasts through Apple devices, so um, it doesn't extend to those people. But her playlists are really cool. If you click on it, you will get a you will get, like, I guess, pro tips and bowl beginnings and stuff. And also Isabel's put together playlists over the years. There's a lot actually available. It's just, again, it's hard to give it to people. Like, it's just very hard to find people and to hand it to them, sadly enough. I think I have to check over here to see if I've got any comments in the part of the group. Like, this doesn't completely connect the way it's supposed to. I think Facebook blocks this company from having access to some things. I don't know where this is. Oh, there's one like on the building your medical team post now. Yay. It's all worth my time. I have no idea how long I worked on that. Back in the day, I was just telling somebody about this. When I first started blogging, I don't know where the fuck this post is. When I started blogging, Facebook was so popular back then. Monica, I don't mean today. Um, Facebook was so popular back then, people just they shared everything. So anything you posted, anything I posted, I'd write something on my blog, put it on my Facebook page. It would get shared 5, 10, 15,000 times, and just blew up. That's how I became a big blogger, honestly. At some point though, sharing on Facebook became blase, went out of style, like something. I don't know. It just did. It's not a thing people do anymore. And you can say, "Oh, I'll go share it right now," but it doesn't matter because the people following you, they don't do it either. Like, it's a thing that doesn't happen anymore. It went from sharing links on Facebook, that was big. Then suddenly it was pictures, right? Because Instagram blew up. It's like, oh, pictures. Now it's not even that. Now it's video, and even video that's not about something super exciting doesn't go anywhere. Like, I make videos a lot. I'm gonna make one later about the Cam Sweeney thing. If I'm lucky, it'll catch 5,000 views, right? 10,000 if it really blows up. But then you go look at the metrics. People, they watch for 30 seconds, 45. They're not even really watching it. It's all bullshit. Like, it just, unless you're dancing, and it's TikTok, nobody's really, it's not a way to fundamentally reach people with information. And I don't know if that's people and that's not what they want anymore, if it's just the social media doesn't lend itself to it. I can't I can't figure it out. Podcasting is still a great way to reach people. People who enjoy long form comments or commentary or conversations or whatever, they love podcasts. So that works out really well. You're back. What's up? Yes, I will. Thank you. Arden's on her way to a class. Nico's funniest episodes list from Monica on Spotify in the comments if you're interested. I can't believe I can't find my own post. I don't understand why this sucks so much. I could have done this, by the way, in the new circle group, but it's just there's only like 1,000 people in there, so I didn't know if I was going to catch anybody or not. But I am going to do a test with that when I get to a certain number of people. Somebody's saying that, oh, Space Museum. Oh, Space Musician. That's a good episode, 940, Space Musician. Um, what am I saying? They're all good. What are you talking? It's a great podcast. It's, by the way, forget diabetes. Humbly, it's a good podcast. Um, Not even that humbly. I think it's a really good podcast. I love it. All right, guys. Oh, John's here. Let's see what John's saying. John says, I love your podcast and I'm so glad I found it. The tips and knowledge shared has helped my wife and I manage our daughter's type 1. Our daughter's type 1. I'll add on a personal note, I do get jealous when you mention all the success you had on Zepbound. I was on it for 6 months and was losing weight and helping me. And then I started to have gastro issues. Oh, I'm sorry. Side effects and went for blood tests. Doctor found elevated lipids and symptoms. They took me off it. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. I I I know I don't know how you feel, but I can imagine it because I had to go off of it for surgery. I don't know if I sound nasally or not, but I wasn't able to breathe through my nose anymore. Actually, I'm a little swollen still. Um, so I had I had a surgery, double deviation, both sides. They removed some like soft tissue inside. They reshaped cartilage. He opened my passage and then tacked it down to stay. It's all weird what they did, but I can breathe now through my nose. I couldn't before. Anyway, surgery's on a Wednesday. I had to stop taking. I think I was off of my Zepbound for 10 days when the day of the surgery, and in that 10 days, I gained 5 pounds, and I did not change how I was eating at all. I gained 5 pounds. And then I was in the recovery, and the nurse said, "What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get home?" And I was like, "I am going to inject my Zepbound." So and now that weight's gone again. So I think it's in one of the episodes that hasn't come out yet because I definitely talked about it, but um, I could find it for you real quickly. But I think I went from I'm 179 this morning. My lowest ever is 174. I don't know why I'm having trouble getting to that. But anyway, I went from 179 to 184 in 9 days. That didn't change anything about how I ate. I came and my digestion changed. Everything went kind of wonky. They put me on a bunch of antibiotics, which I don't think was great. Um, anyway, the antibiotics are over. The Zepbound's going again. I'm back to 179. So, man, John, I hope you can find a way to help yourself because I know how valuable it is. Hi, Becky. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the group. If you need something, let us know. Hi, Holly. How are you? Jason's back, probably to talk about more things I've thought about when I was in the shower. What I love about the Circle app is that I get a notification when someone posts and when you go live. Dude, it if I could somehow just take everybody from the Facebook group and just move them into that Circle app, we'd all have a much better experience. But I can't even reach the people in the Facebook group to tell them about the Circle app. Similar story. Year and a half ago, I put up a post and I was like, "Hey, if we did a cruise, would you be interested in coming?" Like seriously, like, just comment if you're seriously interested in coming. Like 800 people were like, "I love cruising. I would definitely do this." Blah blah blah. So we set the cruise up. It's happening in June. It's going to be awesome. But I couldn't actually share the link with people once the cruise. So the cruise comes out. Sorry, it's crazy itch on my eyelash. The cruise gets, it's out. We have a link to share, right? I just want to share the link for the cruise. That's all I want to do. So I go back to the post. that, 700, 800 people were like, I would love to go on this cruise. I'm like, great. So I went into the post, and if a person said, I want to go on the cruise, I would go to their comment and I would say, hey, the cruise is live. Here's the link, right? Just like this. And I put it under their thing. 10 minutes later, I was banned from Facebook for 4 days for spamming. It's my fucking group, but I got banned by Facebook for spamming. I could not post, I couldn't moderate, I couldn't do anything. I think it was ended up being like 5 days. I tried to contact them every day. Nobody answered. It was just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. You has the poor, Holly? I has that too. I think we all has that a little bit. Maybe next time. Who knows? So anyway, we have 100 people coming on the cruise, which is awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, it's going to be awesome. But it would have been cool if I could have told the other 700 and maybe we would have got another 50 or 60 people or something like that. It would have been really great. That would have made more money. We could have brought more speakers on, like the whole thing. And what is the problem? It's Facebook. That Facebook was the problem. And I swear I'd come to your homes and explain to you why to get that Circle app if I could, but it's just going to take a long time, and we're just going to have to bring people over slowly. I'm not sure what this live is about, but hello, Susie. It's not about anything. I'm trying to get ideas for how to give away 2 prizes to go to Camp Sweeney this summer. If you have a kid that wants to go to Camp Sweeney, look out, because I'm going to put. Don't worry, I'll put up a post that you won't see because Facebook won't let you see it. Hey, thanks for having me on January 1st. I still think a ton of things I wished I asked. I appreciate all your hard work. I learned to go, Nick, don't worry about it. It's my pleasure. And everybody thinks it's something afterwards that they can't. They're like, I can't believe I didn't say this when I was on the podcast. Holly, like, I mean, does your insurance cover it? Do you have weight to lose? That should be pretty much the whole thing. Jason, you can tell Susie how to get notifications on Circle, please. I need to go check my notifications. I think I have the app, but I'm not getting any. Okay, cool. All right, guys, listen. God, this has been 45 minutes already. Jesus, I talk a lot. I would do these more often, even like. But the truth is, if I make a post and say like a typed Q&A post, it gets way more eyes than video. Like Facebook hates video. Facebook hates anything that's not Facebook. So when you try to use a different app to like get your message out or a link or whatever, they just don't want it to be. You know, I don't know. I can't win. Go to the Circle group and join up, and I'm going to do my best to build it into a really awesome thing. They've got really nice, solid apps for Android and iPhone. You don't have to go online to do it. Um, it's definitely worth your it's worth an effort, and just try to help me build it up. If I think, I don't just think, I know I'm going to get it built up and it's going to be great. It's just going to take a while. There's the last link. I'll give it to you. John, I will. Actually, that's a great point, John. I will make a note to myself um, to do just that. We'll also put the Camp Sweeney giveaway in the newsletter, and that'll go out tomorrow. Actually, I'll make the whole newsletter just about that. How do I get the Circle group? There's a link, Debbie, right there in the comments. And I could maybe see if I can find a different way to give you that link that might be more valuable. What do I do? This? What happens if I click on that? Oh, okay. So how do I get that to the other side? Okay, so like right now, if you click on that, it takes you to the Juice Cruise. But let me make one for the Circle group. And I'll put that up there. Even this software is awesome too. The limit of it is that Facebook blocks it from going into private groups. So that's the private right there. That's the private Circle group. Oh no, wait, this one. Excuse me. That's the Circle group. So you can click on that and go get in. Once you get in there, on the left side in the panel, there's a link at the bottom for iPhone or Android apps. Download the app. It's awesome. It's just gonna get better. I think eventually I might even start just posting the podcast in there so that people who don't want to use podcasting apps could listen right through that app. I think that would be a good idea. There's a lot of good ideas. Just, getting the word out is the biggest problem. So, and it's not just me, by the way. It's every person making content for you. They all have the same problems. Um, there's just no good way to the algorithm doesn't really want you to sit and listen to something. It wants you to keep flipping through the algorithm because it gives Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you are, the more you stay and change what you're looking at, the more opportunities they have to feed you ads. And so I'm not really like my content's not really the thing they're giving you. Like they want your time. They use me to take your time. And um what they've learned is the more people change what they're doing, the longer they stay, the more ads they can push in front of them. And so, like, you getting engrossed in like a 30-minute conversation doesn't help them. You obviously leaving Facebook to go to Circle doesn't help them. They can't sell you ads when you're in my group. Um, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, I'm not mad about it. It just, it's how everything works. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, where most people listen, or Spotify. And one of the biggest things you can do is follow or subscribe in your podcast app. It helps a lot. You can set up. I know for sure you can set up an Apple Podcast to download all new episodes. That helps me a lot. But in the end, word of mouth. Like word of mouth is the best thing you can do. Is just tell somebody else about the podcast. Um, I am not live in Circle right now. That's not a thing I can do right now in this setup. Um, yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Did I check the Stroke Live? It was live there. Down on Facebook. Sorry, Jason. I'm figuring it out, man. That's pretty much it. I can do more of these if you guys like them. I should probably do it on a schedule, I think. I keep saying that, but I don't do it enough. Like maybe I should just make a schedule so people know at a certain time it's there and see if that helps build it up. But I don't know. I see people doing lives, if they don't have millions and millions of followers and they're not like specifically on YouTube, they just you don't it just doesn't get nobody knows. And then people come on and they're like, "Oh, what's this about?" and they don't care and they leave or you get some people, but not all. It's frustrating. I'm just going to say it's frustrating and leave you all and I sound like I'm complaining now. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Um replace it with Circle Discord YouTube. It's just out there, right? I agree with you. We got to get some more people over there, Tina, because right now what the Facebook group has going for it is vibrant. It is a vibrant, constant conversation. It happens 24 hours. There's no slow period on my Facebook group. You're almost always going to get a reply, and I love the Facebook group. I think it's awesome. But I want but it's the one part where it stops me from contacting you directly when I have something. That's the part that's obviously frustrating. I can look here in the Facebook group. I'm looking at some of my settings. Hold on a second. I can show you engagement. I can't show it to you, but I can tell you about it. Like today, there's already been 91 new posts today. Yesterday there was 129, 109, 125. Here's a slow day where we only had 99 posts for the whole day. Active members at one point on February 26th, as an example, 35,000 of the 49,000 members were active that day. That's fucking crazy. Trust me. Um, Popular days, they're all popular. Monday's the least popular day, but look at this. The average number of times that members post, comment, or react on a given day. That's what these numbers are. Monday, 5,300 times. Tuesday, 6,900. Wednesday, 7,300. Then 69, 6,000, 6,000, 5,700. That's a whole week. That's how many people are active or actually post or comment. Like that's nuts. The slowest hour of the day is 3 a.m. Eastern time, and there are still 40 people in there at 3 a.m. Eastern time. Most popular is usually around 8 p.m., where there are anywhere between 4 and 500 people active at that time. And the most popular post that's gone up recently reached 21,000 people in the group, and was so 21,000 people at least saw it, which is great. And 2012 of them engaged with it, which is insane. But if I go back and look at some of my other stuff, the like that was me posting something like, oh, I can't believe everybody's being crazy, kind of thing, right? That gets seen by everybody. But an announcement to let you know that there's a private Facebook group and a public Facebook page, please follow them both, has reached 100 people. um, and I put up a really nice breakdown of an episode that came out earlier this week, episode 1450, which I think is awesome and you should definitely listen to. And it's been up for 3 hours now. It's reached 183 people. Nobody has liked it. The blog post about building a quality medical team has reached 208 people. You just can't. I can't win. Um, Here's a great example. I've a sponsor, AG1. They're giving away a Lululemon bag this week on the podcast. 400 people saw the post. It's a really cool bag that I think people with diabetes would love. I It's a free bag. I can't get the word out to you. Like there's no I just can't accomplish it. Now, if I say something that I'm upset about, 5,000 people see it. But still, 5,000 people, there's 59,000 people in here. It's not a big enough number. I tried to put up a link so that people could get on the email list. Served to 700 people. The new Small Sip series, which is awesome and you would love. I put up a post about it on March 2nd. It has reached 769 people and it's been liked 10 times. So I don't know. There's no way to beat this. This is the system, but man, there are days when I sit here and I'm just like, it feels like 70% of my day is me trying to figure out how to get around this stupid system just so I can say to you, hey, have you checked out the Small Sip episode? It's really valuable. So, anyway, you guys are awesome. Oh, wait, there's more happening now. It's a hopping group. Oh, yeah, please, Tina, kicks ass. It's awesome. Um, what was the post that had all the engagement? I think it was me telling people to be nice. Um, Apple Watch giveaway. No, just barely a blip. A blip. Maybe a couple hundred people saw it. Really, really upsetting. Yeah. Oh, Tina, I did this post one time and I was like, I don't like tipping. Couldn't stop it. Maybe I should hire people to argue in the comments for traction. People have been kicked out of the group for doing that. Not exactly that, but every once in a while I get, where did this person go? Where did that person go? And believe it or not, they're actual people who have multiple accounts. They would post something and then one of their other accounts would come on and cheer for it. Another account would come in and ask a question. This person would then start having a conversation between themselves and the other fake accounts that they were running, and their posts would blow up like crazy, but none of it was real. If you're posting something, you're trying to reach everyone, can't you just do the everyone tag? Oh, you can, Nick. And then people get pissed and then they leave the group because you use the everyone tag. You can't, there's no winning. And it actually doesn't feed it to everyone, which is another irony of it. Yeah. We don't have to hire the arguers. I should just be jumping into those and going hey, while you're here, don't forget this episode. Don, that's not the giveaway part that's important. It's the fact that the algorithm in Facebook won't show it to anybody. It will not show it to you. So, um, I know I'm joking because it's stupid how the algorithm works. Drama. No, trust me, it's not crazy. I thought about it. Um, I don't know, Tina. It's still going on in other Facebook groups for diabetes. I booted them out, but I never felt I don't tell other people. Um, you know, yeah, Jason. I think we got rid of him. He wasn't seeing the forest for the trees. So it's a shame because it's good information a lot of the times. Just it was delivered very aggressively, I guess is the answer. But this one, if you guys knew this, like I can't just tell this story outright because if I'm wrong, I don't want to shit on anybody. But I mean, I watched it happen. Like we did like some good detective work to figure out what was going on, and sure enough, like they had two accounts that followed him. And even to say him or her, like you don't really know who you're talking about. Like, so it might not have been a boy or a girl or whatever, right? Um, but one of the fake accounts was flirty with him, and the other fake account was motherly with him, and it followed that every time. The account would post, the motherly account would come in and mother him, and then the flirty account would come in and flirt with him, and then he'd respond to them and then start a small conversation, and that was enough for the algorithm to think something was going on and feed the post to everybody else. And then people who thought that was all, yeah, ew, yeah, Tina, ew, no shit. And then that would blow up and had the biggest posts all the time, always the biggest posts, most reach, most comments, likes, hearts. It was all bullshit, and it was huge. No, I am not nearly thin enough or young enough for TikTok. So doesn't matter. My TikToks get 400 views, maybe. That would be a good one. I even tried at one point giving scripts of things to say to Arden's friends because they were younger, and their TikToks did better on my account than mine did, but they still didn't get too big because in the end nobody was dancing. You didn't see skin anywhere. You know what I mean? It wasn't using background music from Dochi or whatever's popular right now on TikTok, and it just didn't work. And the amount of time that goes into making one of those videos, it's exhaustive, and then nothing comes of it, and you're just like, well, what's the point? I put more effort into the podcast and the Facebook group and the circle group, and that stuff will, it pays, at least it pays back with value for people. In Facebook, I can look. I don't think so. I don't also I want to be clear, I don't know what a millennial is, so you'll have to give me some age ranges, but I can look real quick. It skews a little more female than male, not a ton. um Membership. Hold on a second. Let's see. So mainly Americans, then Canadian, UK, Australia, and Ireland. Um, but two of the top two of the top five cities are Australian. Two are American. One is Canadian. Um, Age and gender, it really does skew much more female to male. Um, the the age group that's the most popular in the group is 35 to 44, followed by 45 to 54, followed by 25 to 34. In fourth place is 55 to 64, 65 and older. The lowest group is 18 to 24. There are nobody under 17 in the group. Um, that's pretty much how it breaks out. There's some popular contributors. Some people have been around a long time. It's interesting. Some people are the most popular contributors. They barely have been in the group for 2 months. Some of them have been here for 5 years, 3 years. Um, some of them are obviously like Nico and stuff like that because she's so active answering people's questions and everything. I'm not one of the most active people in the group right now. So some people are like like this. There's a person here joined a year ago, has two posts, has commented 550 times and liked 181 posts. And that's in the last 28 days. Is this boring? It's got to be boring to people, right? Oh, there's people here. Let's see. I think millennials are right now are considered people 28 to 40. We have a fair amount of them. And Nico is wonderful. Somebody should shout her out. Nico is one of the people, like, if I could make more money, I would give some of it to Nico. Um, because what she does is really valuable. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. This has bummed me out. It's made me think of all the things I have to do that are somehow not going to work out. But that apparently is my life. I appreciate none of you asking about why don't you make the podcast video on YouTube, because nobody would give a shit about that for sure. And that would cost an incredible amount of money, and the production time would be insane. It just wouldn't work. I like the groups. Learning about group dynamics and stuff is interesting to me. Okay, well, you're learning about it here because I have a ton of useless knowledge for this thing at all. Jason's right. If I just go jump in a hot shower right now, I'll come up with a great idea that will fix all of this. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out. I'll see you. I'll be back soon.